sense where I was like, before you go, try CQ. Just a second, let me. CQ is something is recommended when the bandwidth is less reliable. Because CBR, what it does is it sends, that's what they say. Person, like everything I've read said, it's like it's a good option for us. All right, here we go. Let's see how it looks. Yeah. I think you can almost do tried to move it to 1080, but it won't let me.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena and Six Nations Chiefs Lacrosse. I'm Ron Hood. Tonight, your Chiefs host the Owen Sound North Stars. And don't forget, 50-50 tickets on sale in the main lobby, main entrance area. Get those 50-50 tickets before the end of the second intermission. Tonight's officials, Mr. Kyle Coulter, Mr. Josh Hills, and Mr. Seb Baudouin.
Let's get this chat cooking. All right, brother.
All right, let's do it. Almost done writing.
You finish writing and then
This is budget.
Rhode Island.
When do you want to tune in? You want to?
I'm good anytime.
There you go. We'll start talking. Start talking in about 30 seconds. Oh no, just okay. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out by you guys figuring it out. Have a good show, guys. All right, you tell me when you want.
All right, let's do it. You are looking live inside the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena here near Hagersville, Ontario. This is Major Series Lacrosse. Good evening. It's a Tuesday night, so you know what that means. The Six Nations Chiefs are at home, taking on the Owen Sound North Stars. Mark Pare, Darryl Smart here with you. We're going to have a smoke dance to start things off, as is usual here at the ILA. And again, these two teams meeting up for the second time in just a few days, Darryl. The last time these two teams met, it was not in Owen Sound. Of course, they're playing in Meaford this year with the renovations to the Bayshore. But again, in that game, the Six Nations Chiefs, they end up picking up a 12-5 victory. And again, some different faces we're seeing here tonight as John Tavares and the coaching staff have been able to move in guys, move out guys, and guys can get a little bit of rest and relaxation, if you will.
Well, exactly. You're right on that, Mark. And it was a great weekend. It was a long weekend with two games, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, of course, up in Meaford, Sunday in Coburg. But Dwayne Jacobs, John Tavares, Rich Kilgore, they had to bring a couple of guys up. We had guys in weddings, prior commitments. So, of course, you had some fresh faces up north. And those fresh faces really performed really well. But leading the way on Saturday, Tyson Bell in transition, he was phenomenal. He scored 3 goals. Ryan Smith scored 3 goals for the fourth time?
Third time this year. 3 hat tricks for Ryan Smith. He leads Major Series Lacrosse with 13 goals on the year. The Six Nations Chiefs 5-1 on the season. They're tied with Peterborough up top with 10 points. Owen Sound at 2-3. Let's go to the smoke dance on the floor here, and we'll get to the action in just a moment.
Once again, Mr. Cantel of the Six Nations Smoke Dances.
All right, so we're getting ready for some lacrosse action here at the ILA on a Tuesday night. And you go back again, Darryl, to that 12-5 victory for the Six Nations Chiefs. You look at Owen Sound, 5 different goal scorers in that one. And again, it's kind of a range of where they're getting some of their offense. But most notably for them, they have quite the offensive talent in young Jackson Webster. 23 points, tied with Alex Marinier with Coburg for the league lead.
Jackson Webster's been fantastic. And unfortunately, he wasn't there on Saturday night. Talking to Steve McCarthy, the brain behind the Owen Sound North Stars on Saturday, we had a really great conversation. But unfortunately, they didn't have Webster in their lineup, and he's a big boost for that club. And let's look for him. He's going to be a key tonight.
Starting goaltenders for tonight for the Owen Sound North Stars. They will turn to the Albany Firewolf sophomore in Andrew Kidd. The other side is King of the Hill for the Six Nations Chiefs. Warren Hill getting the nod tonight as Kidd's counterpart in Albany, Doug Jameson, getting the evening as the backup on the bench here tonight on door duty as we are underway here on a Tuesday night.
That would have been a fun matchup.
Right? Well, quickly in transition are the North Stars. Turning back here is Mitch Wild. A lot of pressure on him from Latrell Harris. Over to the captain, Turning around, that was Hayden Summers-Thompson. Owen goes off of a body, and here come the Chiefs the other way. Quickly up the floor, as Martin is just going to leave it here for Josh Byrne. Lyle Thompson finding a lane, back to Byrne. Down into the corner, back over. Ryan Smith, 8 seconds on the shot clock. There's a shot stop by Kidd, and he'll recover the ball. Six Nations on a 4-game winning streak. Looking to extend it to 5 here tonight.
They've been looking sharp. That's for sure, Mark.
Well, after that game against Peterborough, it just seems like they have turned it back into another gear and back to normal Six Nations lacrosse, as the Chiefs will take over here with Dane Smith. And keep in mind, too, in that loss to Peterborough, they didn't have a number of their key players that you're seeing here tonight. There's a shot, goes just wide as Ian McKay, notably one of those players who were not in that game against Peterborough. There's a shot by Davin Bomberry, who's having himself a season. But here come the North Stars here yet again, wearing their orange shorts and their white jerseys, going from right to left here in this first period. Jake McNabb lost the ball, and picking it up here is Tim Edwards. Edwards over to Dane Smith. Smith shoots that one off the bar. Here's Tyson Bell now. He's gotten a little bit more action in the last couple of games. You noted it before, Darryl. Got the hat trick against Owen Sound. That came back on June 7th, last Saturday.
Tyson's been looking great all season long.
Buck, the captain, leaves it back here. Josh Rosa trying to feed Searle. It goes through him. And now a transition here, 2-on-1. They got to hurry coming across. There's the bouncer. And it just missed, as that was Blake Gibson McDonald on that transition play.
Of course, Blake Gibson McDonald, one of those newly acquired players before the season began.
Yeah, one of 3 affiliate players on the roster right now, himself, Ty Logan, and Davin Bomberry. That one shot stopped. Rebound, scores! Owen Sound takes the early lead. It's Jake McNabb with a wide open net. No chance there for Hill.
Just taking the replay on that one. That's just a nice effort. Put that one right over top of Warren. And we've got ourselves a 1-0 score for the Owen Sound North Stars.
Jake McNabb with his 7th of the season as he cracks double digits in points this year. Be the 6th player on this roster to do so.
Owen Sound North Stars goal scorer number 3, Jake McNabb. Assistant number 25, Austin Lumbergs.
But here comes Latrell Harris the other way. They're looking for a quick one to get back into it. As I just write the scoring summary on my sheet, here is Cody Jamieson with a shot. That one's blocked, but it's recovered here by the Chiefs. There's a shot by Smith trying to go 5-hole, and good trap there from Kidd to keep it just between the legs. So again, Jake McNabb from Austin Bloomberg's. And we are well underway in this one with Owen Sound taking the early lead. Good kick save by Hill, and here comes Brendan Bomberry. Holds on to it, waits for some mates to get set up. Good to see Larson Sundown playing his first home game in quite a while.
Sonny was fantastic all weekend long. It was nice to see him back. Always brings a smile to the locker room. Everybody's loving it. Not only brings that smile, that positive attitude, But boy, can he score.
Yes, he can. Shot there. That one's kicked away. Buck with the shot. Hill with the good reflexes there for Six Nations. Trying to push through is McNabb, the goal scorer. Doesn't have a lot of room. The whistle's going to go, and we're going to see the call here, and it's going to be too many men, I believe. Yes. The penalty box door is open. It will be a power play here for Six Nations as they try to get the equalizer. They'll send Josh Rosa to the penalty box to serve it. A little bit of scrambling as they were trying to make changes on the fly, and just like that, 6 seconds into the power play, Cody Jamieson with a long ranger to tie the game at 1.
Let's take a look at that here on the replay, and Cody Jamieson's just going to rip this one. Right from up top. Kid had no chance on that one.
So Ryan Smith is going to draw the helper. You don't see that every day. Ryan Smith, just 2 helpers coming into tonight, and obviously those 13 goals. Been more of a shooter, but you kind of have to respect that shot from Ryan Smith, but just a feed right up to the top of where that dotted line is for Cody, and Cody just sees it there and doesn't make a mistake too often.
Assist number 17, Ryan Smith. Jamieson for Smith. Top of the power play goal.
Corner there is Larson Sundown. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. They move it around with Ian McKay. Here's Sundown. Into the far side. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Turning around. Ball Barry inside. Smith with the shot. It's a trickler, and Kidd got a piece of it. Here come the North Stars now. Shouldering away his man is Connor Knock, but he gets knocked down for his troubles, and it's going to be picked up here by the Chiefs. Hill looking to pick his man. But here's Ty Logan. Latrell Harris, number 93, leaves it for Josh Byrne. Byrne looking around, finds a hole. To the far side, in for Cody, scores! A backhand beauty from Jammer. He's got the last 2. It's 2-1 Six Nations.
So I like to say it's Jammer time on this one. Just looking at the replay here. Josh Burns, this group just likes to move the ball. And man, Cody Jamieson's feeling it, my friend.
I think so. Cody now with goals number 4 and 5 on the year.
You know what, on the road trip over the weekend, Cody Jamieson, he just does everything. You know what I mean? A little bit of everything. He's got that agitator in him a little bit. He's also the facilitator, and he scores big goals as well. He scored the game winner against this North Stars team on Saturday.
This is Brendan Bobberry, tried to evade pressure. Gets it over to McKay. McKay with a shot, looking 5-hole, but Kidd with the save. But the Chiefs recover the ball. Fresh shot clock to work with some fresh legs on. Here's Dane Smith. Smith cutting around inside, and stepping in the crease is Lyle Thompson, who drew an assist on that last Jammer goal. Byrne getting the secondary helper on that one to make it 2-1. Deer Cats getting it back. Buck looking for some space. Good hack there. And just an excellent job by Blake Gibson McDonald to get that ball loose.
And that's what Gibson McDonald brings to the table. He creates a lot of loose balls, picking those up as well, and that's just a great example.
Byrne over, facilitating. Back inside, quick pass there from Cody Jamieson. He was looking for Smith down the middle, but just could not reach him, and Owen Sound recovers the ball. Big pressure here from Byrne, trying to knock that ball loose. Couldn't do it. Owen Sound here, looking to tie this game.
This is just great pressure by the Chiefs right now.
Shot, that one just missed. Not by much, as that was Jackson Webster looking for the long ranger.
Just great pressure as Owen Sound's trying to get into the Chiefs' end and can't get anything materialized.
Smith. That was Davin Bomberry trying to find his man. It goes off the backboards, and the North Stars will recover. Here's Josh Rosa putting a spin move there on McKay. Holds on to it. Taking a look. That one just about picked off, but it's a loose ball. Who's going to get to it first? Who's going to recover it? And it's going to be the Chiefs. And you like that blocking out by the Chiefs players there just in order for their teammate to recover the ball.
Absolutely, Mark. And that just, again, textbook defense. Just textbook defense. They're just doing the little things right. Blocking guys. On offense, you're trying to create the space. There's Jammer with the shot. But creating space offensively, and it's the opposite. You're trying to not allow the offense to create space, and that's what. And again, just another perfect example by Dane and Tyson Bell.
Dane and Bell feeding Curtis Hall, and the Chiefs get the ball back here. This is Cody Jamieson over for Dane, back inside. Bell in, shot stopped as Larson Sundown was knocked down in the midst of taking that shot. That's a whipper right in on goal, stopped by Hill on Mitch Wild. Up the floor we go. Bomberry over, shot by Smith, stopped. Rebound is going to be controlled here by Owen Sound. Tyler Halls now. He's just going to leave it and go off for a change. Quickly in on toward the goal was Josh Rosa, but he was blocked in front. Couldn't find a lane to get the shot away. Now inside shot, that one missed. Jake McNabb couldn't get all of it. There's a shot, stopped by Hill. Rebound controlled. Logan. He's got Martin. He's got McKay. McKay shoots right into the breadbasket, held on there by Kidd. Looked like they were looking for a Hail Mary, but they weren't going to get that one with Tim Edwards just hanging back on defense. That one goes off the bar. Recovered, fresh shot clock to work with, and Tanner Buck looking to facilitate.
Tanner Buck, another one of those players. He wasn't in the lineup on Saturday, but he's the leader of this team.
Yes, he is. That's why he wears the C. Takes the shot. That one missed. Rebound. And Hill very calmly just takes possession. Thompson finds Byrne. Back to Smith. Thompson, Byrne. And just so much firepower just with these five guys on the floor right now. McKay with a shot, and no, Kidd keeps it out.
It's a great save by Kidd. He's been fantastic so far tonight.
Well, he needs to be. He's going to be facing a lot of action. That shot kicked away by Hill. You talked about it in the last game, Darryl, about the different styles that Warren Hill and Doug Jamieson bring to the fold. Jamieson, you find that he's a little bit more square than Hill, but Hill makes up for it by just his flexibility and his ability to just put any kind of limb in front of the ball, no matter where he is.
Warren's such an athletic dude. That's plain and simple. Warren is just a very athletic guy. He always has been. Kind of goes back to his field days as well as a goaltender, right?
Well, I mean, if you're playing field lacrosse with those bigger nets, you kind of have to be a little bit more agile. Up the floor is Jamie Hunt, number 18. Taking a look. Good communication there by the North Stars. Teeple got it for Buck. Buck looking, trying to find a lane, takes the shot. Hill with the save. And just so effortlessly able to scoop that ball up. Byrne back on the floor. Ooh, taking a shot there was McKay. Taking a couple of hacks at him, trying to play defense. Smith in, shot. That one is stopped yet again, as it was McKay on that last opportunity right in front of the goal. McNabb, under 7 minutes to go here in the first. 2-1 Chiefs, both goals for the home side from Cody Jamieson. Rosa in, shot stopped, rebound, and there's going to be a slashing call coming here. So a power play coming up, and it's going to be the Chiefs going to the sin bin, as that penalty box door is now open,
Tyson
and
Bell.
it looks like it's Tyson Bell.
Yep, looks like Tyson Bell.
So first power play opportunity here for Owen Sound is they are just down by 1.
And again, this is a North Stars team that stuck around on Saturday up until about the third period when the floodgates opened. And again, it was that Six Nations Chiefs depth that kind of came through into the end. But it was a close game. It was a tight game, and hats off to the North Stars. They had a great Saturday night.
That one blocked. Excellent defense shown there by the Chiefs. And unable to keep it on the right side of the line was Jake McNabb, and you can hear the coaching staff arguing. And they are going to call it an over and back, thinking maybe that a Chiefs player touched it first. But yeah, you even go back to that game in Meaford. It was 3-2 Chiefs after the first. And like you said, partner, Owen Sound just
They stuck
around, and then a 3-goal run in the first half of the second period, and then that's pretty much where the floodgates just continued to open, even though Owen Sound started to come back. 10 seconds left on the shot clock here. 5:40 to go in the first, and Six Nations has the ball. Tyler Biles running up the floor to kill off some time, and he'll just leave it here for Smith. Dane Smith. He and Byrne, the dynamic Bandits duo, on the floor together. Here's Byrne. Sundown on the floor as well. Byrne looking. Takes the shot in traffic. Good stop by Kidd.
Sonny really did have a good weekend. He was happy to be back in the lineup.
And the Chiefs continue to possess the ball here, as Owen Sound having a lot of trouble keeping this ball out of their own end, even while they have a man up.
That's pressure. And the Chiefs are doing that at both ends of the floor, and they're just not allowing the North Stars to breathe.
Byrne fakes it, finds Thompson, holds on to it, and the shot clock's going to expire. And I think they'll just take that as, let's just kill off 30 seconds at the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah, Sundown 5 points in those 2 games, including 3 goals. So, again, picking up where he left off a year ago.
And just such a positive vibe. And again, he was off because he was coaching high school lacrosse in Western New York. So his mind was on lacrosse. It just wasn't with the Chiefs for the first few games of the season.
Like Gibson McDonald, number 15 on the floor. It's left here. Ian McKay with the ball on the near side. Number 55 in teal, trying to turn around. Finds a fresh Cody Jamieson, who tries to move in. Left it there, shot by Sundown, and hits a body.
That's what Sonny does. He has that quick stick.
Cody looking, he's got a lane, but they got to shoot this one. Backhand pass by Sundown. He was trying to feed McKay. I don't know if he realized where the shot clock was at that point.
Usually in an instance like that, you have your teammates yelling, or from the bench, someone yelling about the shot clock. And in this case, That was definitely not the case.
3:30 to go in the first. Rosa, number 13 in white, to the top. Finds Webster. Scooping it up here is McNabb. McNabb with a low shot, scooped up by Warren Hill. Love to hear where you guys are all watching this game on here tonight.
You got Kitchener. Lots from Bandit Land. We've got someone tuning in, Chris from Tennessee. Thanks for joining us.
Lyle Thompson getting tripped up, holds on to it and keeps his feet. Loose ball. 4 seconds on the shot clock. And that one's going to be possessed here by the North Stars.
We have viewers from all over the world, my friend.
Everywhere, it
We had
seems.
Japan a couple of weeks ago.
Well, we love having you no matter where you are tuning in.
Absolutely. We appreciate you joining us. And of course, we're also live on Rogers. Our friends at Rogers are picking up the feed, so thanks for joining us.
That was a bit of miscommunication as Liam McGrath was trying to feed it down the floor and didn't realize that his teammate was going off for a change. Sundown in the corner now with 2:20 to go. Sundown for Dane. Dane inside shot. That one just missed, not by much. Lyle Thompson trying to pick the corner.
Just a great setup.
Here's Lyle again. Lyle looking. Goes to an open area. Cody holds on to it. Fake shot by Dane. That one missed. And it's just going to roll past center, and it's going to be an over and back. Owen Sound will take over.
Again, we talked a lot about the Chiefs' defense pressing and creating turnovers, but you know what? This North Stars defense doing the exact same thing. They're not giving the Chiefs those big, juicy opportunities.
Well, they're only keeping them to 2 goals here so far, so that's so far so good if you're the North Stars. Defense kick saved by Hill.
He's had to be sharp.
Here's Justin Martin. He's just going to hold it off, go for a change, leaves it for Byrne. Byrne, Thompson, Smith, McKay on the floor. Ryan Smith to Byrne. Back over, Smith with a shot, stopped. Rebound, scooped up by Ryan Smith. Over, shot, stopped again. And it was a deflection, so there was no reset of the shot clock. So Owen Sound takes it, looking for the home run feed to Deercats. He'll just leave it back. Buck whips, shoots, stopped. Under 45 seconds to go in this first period, and it remains a 2-1 score.
Again, hats off to the North Stars on the other end.
That one shot, another save by Warren Hill, keeps it underneath him.
Warren's had to be sharp here in this first period.
What do you think, partner? Do we do the first or second intermission where we answer questions?
Let's do that in the second intermission.
Why not?
Let's talk about the weekend during the intermission.
Absolutely. There's a shot, stop. Just wanted to mention it now for those that are listening in or watching in. Plan your questions accordingly. Myself and Darryl will answer your questions
To the best of our abilities,
to the best
course.
of our ability. We're not perfect. We're not fortune tellers either. We're not going to tell the future. But I am going to tell the future here that it is Six Nations going to the penalty box, and Owen Sound is going to finish off this period with a power play unless they score a goal.
And I just want to thank the fans for watching. It's great to see people tuning in. And this is something that we just very passionate about, Mark. And we're glad to bring it to you live, online, and available for everybody in the world to watch, especially the Six Nations Chiefs team. This is a world-class team, you know what I mean? So we have to bring it to you live and online.
Well, it's as they say, this is pretty much an NLL All-Star team, and I mean, you go down the roster, and it's future Hall of Famer after future Hall of Famer after future Hall of Famer.
Well, and even all these teams in the MSL. I say it several times probably during the season or during every game. There's no nights off in MSL. All of these teams are stacked. Some of the best players in the world are out here.
Buck got it over. That one shot just wide, and Tyson Bell's just going to take possession. And the long-range shot goes into the screen, and they're just going to let that clock run down to 0. So that's going to do it for one period of play as Jake McNabb getting Owen Sound on the board early. But it's Cody Jamieson. Jammer time ×2, making it 2-1, Six Nations. As we go to a quick break. When we come back, we'll recap the first period and get you set up for the second. Stay with us. This is Major Series Lacrosse on YouTube. Welcome back to Major Series Lacrosse here on YouTube. Mark Pare, Darryl Smart here with you. It is 2-1 Six Nations over the Owen Sound North Stars. Your scoring summary, just the 3 goals to recap here as Jake McNabb with his 7th of the season, assisted by number 25, Austin Blumbergs. But then just a couple of minutes later, Jammer Time got it going as number 88, the captain, oh captain, my captain, his 4th goal of the season coming from Ryan Smith. And then just about a minute later, less than a minute later, I should say, 55 seconds later, Jammer Time gets it done yet again. Cody Jamieson with his 5th of the year. Lyle Thompson and Josh Byrne drawing the helpers as it's a game of defense.
It was
right now.
It was a great period, Mark. And, of course, Cody Jamieson kind of leading the storyline in the opening 20 minutes. But let's talk about the 2 goaltenders. They've been fantastic. Andrew Kidd, Warren Hill, they've been going at it between the pipes. Andrew Kidd, who was not in net on Saturday, he wasn't there. Caleb Martin tended the twine on Saturday, and you know what? He held his own as well. He had a great game. He faced a lot of rubber on Saturday, but Andrew Kidd doing his job tonight, and then sometimes having to be fantastic. And down the other end, Warren Hill. What can you say? Warren just gets the job done. He does it in dramatic fashion, I guess. Not necessarily dramatic fashion, but spectacular fashion, I'd like to say. And Warren's doing great. But both defenses, let's hand it off to them as well. We were talking about the Chiefs' defense first, and how they were not allowing the North Stars to get into their zone. That was the key defensively, and they were just pressuring them right by that restraining line was almost like a fortress. They weren't allowing the North Stars in, but down at the other end defensively, they're playing this. They're just manning up to the Chiefs right now, and the North Stars defense doing a great job of just manning up and not allowing these Chiefs the Chiefs offensive juggernaut to just carry away this game.
When you look at the shots on goal, 18-14 in favor of Owen Sound. So the visitors actually leading in that department. So also goes to what Hill has been able to do here in this first period as he goes 17 for 18 in the save department. But like you alluded to, Darryl, the defense getting the job done as we're getting set in just about a minute for the second period to get underway. You know, the big question is, where is the weak spot to cut through on defense? And I think for my money, and it's rare of me to say this, but I think what I saw in the last 3 minutes, Six Nations might have to keep an eye on that shot clock a little bit more. There's been a number of occasions where they were caught not looking up there, and all of a sudden, before they can get a full, clean shot away, that shot clock is expiring on them.
Yep. Nope. You're right on that one, Mark. And the other thing is transition. The transition game on the weekend was something that was a big difference for the Six Nations Chiefs. And again, Saturday it was Tyson Bell. He was leading the charge in transition, and he was big. Sunday it was Latrell Harris leading the way in transition. And watching those 2 guys play in transition like this is great, but and again, credit to the North Stars. They've done a great job of kind of containing the Chiefs and not allowing that transitional play.
Well, you go back even to the game in Cobourg, Six Nations, absolutely decimating the Kodiaks 7-2 through the first period of play. A much different style of game here at the ILA this Tuesday night. But, you look at that game, after the first period, the scoreline in the second and third, they were tied at 5. You can't have that happen here.
Well, and that was the thing. And I'm not making an excuse here, but on a 2 games in 2 nights and a road trip to boot, where you're going from basically we went from the ILA to Meaford, stopped in Collingwood, stayed there in Collingwood because you might as well make a trip out of it because he didn't want to have that extra travel. And then the team traveled from Collingwood to Coburg on Sunday afternoon with a stop at Vaughan Mills. It was a little bit of fun. Everybody fueled up with some food. A couple guys got some new kicks to boot, but nothing, not taking away from Coburg, but the Chiefs really just wanted to survive that game. They wanted to survive it injury-free, especially on a stretch like that, and you're using your depth, and they wanted to be injury-free, get out of that game. They had the big lead, and yeah, they took the foot off the pedal a little bit.
Well, keeping their foot on the pedal here is Tyson Bell as we are well underway into the second period. Glad you can join us here on this Tuesday night. This is Lyle Thompson shorthanded.
And I think just to finish off that thought, that's something that was a takeaway from the Chiefs on the bus on the ride home. You can't let off. You know what I mean? You got to keep the foot on the throat. And that's something of a take home from this weekend's set.
This is Ryan Smith back over to Lyle Thompson. Cody Jamieson, he of 2 goals here tonight. And again, they're just looking to kill off some time and look for that clean shot. That one rims around, goes to the near side. Smith trying to get to it first. He and Thompson both in there. Still a loose ball. Lyle gets to it, and the shot clock's just going to expire on him as he takes possession. Well, Lyle scoops the ball right back. Good ability there from Lyle Thompson to just not quit on the play.
Well, he gets a round of applause from the ILA faithful, and for a good reason. They like watching good, honest lacrosse, and that's what that was.
Here's Dane Smith, 10 on the shot clock. Davin Bomberry on the floor. Shot there by Byrne, and right in as Andrew Kidd was being very careful on where he was planting his feet there. Didn't want that ball to get loose.
That's for sure.
Good knock there. Smith to Harris. Harris with a shot. That's whipped wide.
Just great pressure by Latrell Harris on that one. And that's that pressure that I was talking about, not letting the North Stars breathe.
Well, we're back to even strength. This is Dane Smith. He's just going to leave it and go off for a change. Ryan Smith. Smith cutting in, takes the shot, scores. Man. Beauty goal from Ryan Smith to make it 3-1.
Are you kidding me? Ryan Smith has been a joy to watch since being acquired by the Six Nations Chiefs. And we'll look at the replay on this one. He's just like he's a bull in a china shop. He's a big body. And again, he just reckless abandon goes right in. And he gets the Chiefs on the board here in the second period. 3-1 score. Just a bull in a china shop. That's the best way to describe him. He's definitely not a bull in a china shop off the floor, but boy, oh boy, on the floor he certainly is.
Six Nations third goal, scored by number 17, Ryan.
So Ryan Smith with his league leading 14th.
Number 22, Josh Byrne, and number 92, Dane Smith.
So Byrne and Dane Smith will draw the helpers on that latest goal. And just like that, it's a 3-1 scoreline. Dane Smith with a shot off the shoulder. Rebound, scooped in. Taking the shot going down there was Dane. Just couldn't get it fully on goal. Searle to the far side. McNabb. He opened the scoring here tonight. Up inside, trying to take the shot was Jeremy Searle, but he was knocked down before he can get the clean shot away. Priolo looking to facilitate. Just leaves it here for Lyle Thompson. Goes off to the bench. Got those long changes to worry about. This is Josh Byrne with a shot. That one stopped. Fresh shot clock here for the Chiefs. Inside, Jammer takes a shot to the face, but he still has it.
He takes so much abuse.
That one's going to go above Lyle Thompson, and it's going to be Owen Sound ball as Six Nations do it immediately. They just wanted to make a line change and got some fresh legs on before Owen Sound was able to get possession.
Jammers.
Taken down there was Jackson Webster. The physicality picking up on defense.
That's a big hit by Tyson Bell.
That's a big man's takedown from Tyson Bell. Loose ball scooped up here. The aggressiveness of the Chiefs pays dividends.
This Six Nations Chiefs defense is nasty, and that is Exhibit A, my friend.
Dane Smith gets it into the corner. Bomberry. Cody Jamieson inside. Shot! Scores!
Oh, man.
Josh Byrne going inside, outside, and backwards on Andrew Kidd to make it 4-1.
Mark, wasn't that pretty? Let's watch the replay here. And this is just great lacrosse, just great offense here as Davin gets it to Jammer and Jammer and to Josh Byrne, who makes no mistake on that one. And we're at a 4-1 score here for the Six Nations Chiefs over the Owen Sound North Stars with 15:36 to go here in the second period.
Byrne has contributed on the last 3 goals. Pair of assists, now he's got a goal. And they're still trying to get this loose. They will.
Again, great pressure.
So Jammer and Sundown will get the assists.
What a great unit. Jamieson, Sundown, and Byrne.
Looking to add to it. It is 4-1 Chiefs. Inside, shot stopped by Kidd.
Great quick stick opportunity there. And again, Kidd, Johnny on the spot with that save.
McKay left it there. Lyle Thompson inside. That hits the post. As Ryan Smith comes close.
Smith off the pipe. Hit 2 pipes, I think, on that one.
Taken there. Excellent job by Byrne. Just using the body to get it away from Connor Knock.
This is what I like about Josh Byrne's game.
That shot scores. Lyle Thompson gets on the board.
Our good friend Lyle Thompson just doing Lyle Thompson things again. Just making nothing, something out of nothing, as we'll watch the replay here. As Josh Byrne with a really nice pressure. I was just going to say, just love watching him do that. And just a nice little skip shot off the Frog Pond and into the net.
3 goals in the last 3 or so minutes. And the Six Nations Chiefs have turned what was a 2-1 lead into a 5-1 lead. A good run here for the defending Man Cup champs. And now they're trying to transition yet again.
Just a game of runs, you know what I mean?
And Cody Jamieson adds yet another point, and Josh Byrne adds another point. Hey, takes a shot. That one's blocked. That was Dane Smith, and he'll just get the ball back.
Jammer just quietly going about his business as usual. You know what I mean? He's just such a star.
Dane Smith cuts in, takes a look, gets it over. Just good ball distribution here from the Chiefs. Dane.
Oh man.
That one's going to go out of play. Chiefs holding on to the ball. That's Ian McKay in behind the net. Right for Byrne. One hopper to Smith. Dane Smith looking. Turns around, gets it over. Quick shot.
Oh, wow.
Stopped by Andrew Kidd.
What a save by Kidd.
Owen Sound now in transition as they look to answer. What a save from Andrew Kidd. That was a quick pass, a world-class pass, no less. And Andrew Kidd said, no. That shot scores. Jake McNabb has a pair, and they cut it in.
Jake McNabb having himself a game. Like you said, this is his second goal of the game. We'll look at the replay on this one. Again, the Owen Sound North Stars have some snipers on this team. Can't take this team lightly. Look at that shot from outside, just eludes Warren Hill on that one. And we've got ourselves a 5-2 game right now.
So Tanner Buck is going to get the lone helper on that play to make it 5-2, Six Nations. And they'll immediately get the ball off the draw. No rest for the wicked here as the Six Nations Chiefs just try to look for that answer. Ian McKay in for Davin Bomberry. Back to McKay. Cody Jamieson into the corner. Feathered through. This is Jamieson yet again. 5 on the shot clock. He gets knocked down. McKay in. Can't get the clean shot, and it goes right in on Kidd. Smooth up the floor as Labar. So Owen Sound look to set up their troops here in Six Nations. Twisting and turning, takes the shot. Stopped. Rebound, Hill with a save.
Two huge saves by Warren Hill.
I don't know if he realized he got a piece of the first one. He definitely got the second one.
Oh, he felt it. You could tell. That's a huge save at 5-2 right now.
Lyle Thompson over. Shot by McKay. Stopped. Rebound. Scores. It just crosses the line, and that is Ian McKay's first of the game.
Just couldn't squeeze the apple on that one as well. We'll look at the replay. Lyle gets the ball to McKay. Just a bullet. Unfortunately for the North Stars, just a fortuitous hop on that one, I'll call it.
And for Ian McKay, that is actually his first of the season. So good to see Ian McKay getting on in the goal department to start off the 2025 MSL campaign.
That's a tough one for Kidd. He thought he had it, and had to twist around and couldn't get back in time.
Ryan Smith looking, gets the quick shot. That was Josh Byrne on the far side. Now that one's shot, just trying to beat the shot clock there, was Cody Jamieson. So Ian McKay from Lyle Thompson is the scoring play. Lyle Thompson with a goal and 2 helpers tonight. Shot stopped by Warren Hill. And now quickly up the floor. In transition, looking for the home run feed, but McKay just could not get full possession.
And again, Warren just quietly going about his business. That was another big save. And again, 6-2 score. You got to make these saves right now.
So 4-goal lead here for the Chiefs. Inside, outside, diving in there was Josh Rosa, but he just could not be the goaltender. Looking for a little bit of flash there for the Owen Sound North Stars. Priolo will just leave it. He'll go off for a change. Byrne on the far side, taking a look. This is Cody Jamieson now. Trying to find Brad Cree. Shot scores. Davin Bomberry.
This Cody Jamieson. Let's give the credit to Cody Jamieson on that one as we watch the replay. But Davin Bomberry with a tremendous finish. This Cody he's looking for that pass. And he finally finds Davin Bomberry, who cuts up the middle and puts that one home to make this one a 7-2 score.
Well, and there's a little bit of attention, too, to be had on Brad Cree, who is on the doorstep as well.
Absolutely.
He's another player that you can facilitate that, too. And I think maybe that kind of gives the goaltender that thought of, okay, is he going here or is he going here? Well, he decided to go there, and Davin Bomberry didn't make a mistake for his 8th of the season.
And that's what you have to do offensively. You have to have the 2 cutters in. You have to have multiple guys wanting to cut to the net. And in this case, Brad Cree was one option, like you said, and Davin Bomberry was the other. And it's one thing that I noticed, being along the glass and shooting content on the weekend. The one thing I noticed about Cody Jamison's game, he's always looking for that pass first. And he's looking and he's looking, he's just so patient with it.
Well, add it up. Cody Jamison with 2 goals and 3 assists here tonight. He's got a 5-point effort. Chiefs looking for more. It's 7-2.
Crowd favorite here, Davin Bomberry.
And Josh Byrne getting in on the act yet again as he has picked up yet another point. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's up 5 points on the night.
Well, Davin Bomberry had quite the weekend himself. He didn't play Saturday in Meaford, but he was playing with the Rivermen. He scored 4 goals on Saturday for the Rivermen. Came and scored a couple for 1 or 2 for the Chiefs on Sunday in Coburg.
Owen Sound will get the ball back. A transition from Latrell Harris and Cody Jamison went awry. But here comes Justin Martin. He's just going to hold on to it, wait for some fresh legs to come on, and he himself almost lost the ball there. He's going to go off, and Dane Smith has it on the near side. For Byrne, backhand pass, Cody. Ryan shot, that one just missed. Ryan almost getting possession. It's still loose. 3 on the shot clock. He'll have to get this one away. He will. It makes the save, does Kidd, and there's going to be a slashing call coming here at the end of the play. And judging by the expression, thought it was going to go against Smith there for a moment, but it is going to be an Owen Sound penalty. And it will be Jackson Webster sitting for 2 or less.
It's just one of those things that Ryan Smith brings. Like I said before, when he scored that goal, he's such a big body and he likes to bang around. But man, that's just another great example of it.
Penalty number 33, Jackson Webster. 2 minutes for slashing. Webster. 2 minutes for slashing.
So Owen Sound shorthanded. They're just going to try to look for a play here. 15 on the shot clock. Mitch Wild goes for a small run, gets it back. In no hurry to really find a lane as they're trying to look for that set play. But it's just going to be thrown into the corner, and the Chiefs will take over. Byrne, Smith, Jamison, Lyle. Sundown's on the floor now, as is Smith. Ryan Smith and Dane Smith both on here. Here's Dane taking a look over. Back to Dane. Smith takes the shot, scores. The great Dane goes 5-hole to make it 8-2.
Man, just an embarrassment of riches on offense. And pick your poison on this one. Who's going to shoot the ball? And in this instance, it's Dane Smith. Just patiently working the ball, getting that spacing. And Dane using the defender as a screen on that one to score and make it 8-2 Six Nations Chiefs over the Owen Sound North Stars with 7:53 to go here.
Well, the 2024 Waterloo Region Athlete of the Year, Dane Smith, has put one on the ledger on the power play.
That was a mouthful.
And Cody Jamison adds another assist. And Ryan Smith gets on. He's got a pair of helpers here tonight. They're looking for more scores. No, he stepped in the crease. Josh Byrne looked like he added to the lead, but the official was there to blow the whistle.
Even fooled the DJ, Jace Martin. Tried to get the horn going on that one.
Now Owen Sound with the ball. It's loose. They have it here yet again. McNabb takes a shot. Hill with the save.
Another nice save by Warren. He had a full set of traffic in front of him on that save.
Six Nations takes the shot. That one off the goal post. I believe that was Sundown who took that shot.
3 pipes tonight as well, Chiefs.
They're moving it around as they open up this lead. Six Nations with 6 in this period. Dane Smith Up ahead, Brad Cree back to Smith. Inside, Lyle takes the shot, just missed. Rebound scooped up here by Dane Smith. In with the one-timer was Brad Cree, couldn't get it away. Cree getting mauled in the corner. Still with it, Brad Cree trying to turn it around. And he's just going to go to the bench. No argument there from number 9. That one's shot, that one's blocked. It's a loose ball, and Latrell Harris comes up with it. Pace really quickening here in the last couple of minutes. Tyson Bell, over, in, back over. Bell looking for the inside out. And could not put that one on net. Byrne. Off the bench is Dane Smith to Ryan Smith. Ryan looking, shooting, stopped by Kidd. Rebound controlled here by the Stars. They will slow the pace up a bit. Jackson Webster looking, shooting, kicked away. Rebound almost scooped up there by the Owen Sound player cutting to the nets.
Man, can Webster fire a ball?
He's one of the best ones that can do that. The whistle's going to go. And Ryan Smith having a bit of a disagreement there. He did not agree with the whistle being blown.
Got ourselves a penalty.
Yes, indeed. You can see why. 6 players on the floor, and it's going to go against the Chiefs. And again, that's the thing you got to watch out for when you're quickening the pace and you're moving up the floor like that. You got to make sure you got the right amount of players on the floor as you're trying to move that ball around and try to get to a good position. Couple of hacks taken there by Tyler Biles. He'll hold on to it. He's just going to go into the corner. The aggressiveness here by the North Stars. They knock the ball loose. It's in behind the goal, and Kidd's going to try to scoop it up. He will.
You're messing with the tough hombre in the form of Tyler.
And there's going to be a penalty here coming against Six Nations.
Probably Biles with the slash at the end.
We'll wait for the call, but it's 6-on-4 rather. Scores! Jake McNabb, number 3, has 3. The hat trick to make it 8-3.
And again, we talked about Webster being able to shoot the ball, but man, McNabb can do the same. Let's look at the replay on this one. Just fired that one. Yeah, he just beat Warren on that. That's a great snipe.
So Jake McNabb, again, 3 goals on the ledger. This latest one cuts yet another Six Nations run of 3 straight.
And remember to chime in with some questions for the second intermission.
Yeah, we're going to have nothing to talk about, albeit a lot of action to talk about.
Lots of action to talk about.
Always love the interaction with
and that's the best
everybody.
That's the best part about this platform. And having these games on this platform, we're able to interact with you, the fans, talk lacrosse, talk about this community.
Here's Tim Edwards in the corner. Tim trying to cut through this aggressive defense.
Yeah, this is a great example of North Stars trying to push aside.
So checking in the crease is the call against Biles.
Owen Sound power play goal, scored by number 3, Jake McNabb.
So Jake McNabb, they have not announced the assist. Oh, here it is. So Webster will get the helper. That shot blocked, goes into the corner. It's Jake McNabb with it. McNabb looking for more, takes the shot. It goes off the side of the goal. Fresh shot clock to work with. Webster up top here for McNabb.
Webster and McNabb just work so well together.
Takes the shot. That one's blocked in front. It's going to go out of play. They're going to say it's deflected, and Owen Sound will keep possession. Well, they work well. As we mentioned before, Jackson Webster among the league leaders in points.
They're really carrying this North Stars team.
That one's intercepted. Priolo going for a run. Priolo looking. Fresh off the bench is Byrne. Up for Luttrell. Takes the shot, stopped. Rebound. Josh Byrne takes a couple of hacks, and he'll just hold on to the ball. Unafraid is Josh Byrne. No surprise there. He's got it in the corner. Just along the half wall. 5 on the penalty clock. Shot, scores. Ryan Smith squeezes it between the wickets.
That was just a beautiful pass. Let's watch the replay. This was beautiful. Burns just kind of waiting. And again, it's all waiting. They're trying to wait for the cutter. This time, Ryan Smith just floats by the D. Like, I don't know what the D were doing on that one.
That was lightning quick, I got to say.
He just kind of skipped by the D and open man. And nothing fancy on it, but man.
So Ryan Smith has a pair.
His 9th goal of the season.
Score by number 17, Ryan Smith. Assistant number 22, Josh Byrne. Smith from Byrne.
So Byrne gets on, and that is actually number 15 on the year for Smith. That's the 9th Six Nations goal of the evening. Here's Cody Jamieson. Six Nations looking to get to double figures. In, shot stopped. The whistle's going to go, and it's going to be a hold.
Some good questions coming in our way. Just want to shout out Boston, New York.
They have a Boston in New York?
I guess so. South Carolina's tuning in. We got fans from Halifax. Our friends
Nanaimo.
Nanaimo, Victoria, BC. Of course, we could talk WLA. Big tide last week. The Victoria Shamrocks and Maple Ridge Burrards. Tie 7-7, I think it was Sunday or Friday maybe? I can't remember.
Looking the quick stick there was Davin Bomberry. Here's Dane Smith. Flips it back. Lyle Thompson can't get it cleanly, and Owen Sound will take possession. Dane trying to knock his man down. Now quick in transition is Curtis Hall. He loses it, and the Chiefs just send it right back the other way. Dane Smith holds on to it. Fresh off the bench is Ian McKay. Back to Dane. Back to McKay. Kick save. Lyle Thompson in for Dane. Dane shoots off the shoulder. As Andrew Kidd coming up sharp in the last couple of minutes. Davin Bomberry back for Dane. Dane looking inside. Back in shot.
So
that one
pretty.
just missed as that was Lyle Thompson on the doorstep. McKay back for Dane. Back to McKay. Trying to find that quick stick. It's intercepted. And moving up the floor here is Mitch Wild. In shot. That one just missed. It was Xander Durkatz. And it's moved up the floor. Lyle Thompson now.
Shout out from Buffalo, Paper City Oaks, Western Massachusetts, Columbus, Ohio, watching in.
Almost scooping it up there is Cody. 10 seconds left in the period.
Your present-day stomping grounds in Guelph.
That's right. Shot scores. A hat trick for Ryan Smith. His 4th hat trick of the season.
He's a hat trick machine. And just look at the quick release on this one. He scores in so many different ways. This one just off the quick stick. It's just not a quick stick, but just that release. That's what I'm talking about. He just gets that ball off right off the stick.
16 goals in 6 games and 2 periods of work for Ryan Smith. 10-3 Six Nations. Tim Edwards in Bomberry. Shot scores! A buzzer beater from Brendan Bomberry makes it 11-3.
Brendan Bomberry's got to get on the scoring party right now. With a replay on this one. Right off the draw. This is the importance of having a good drawman right there. Timmy Edwards with the win. Gets it out to Bomber, and Bomber makes no mistake.
So Byrne and Jameson will get the assists on the last Ryan Smith goal. Jameson and Edwards will get the assists on the Bomberry goal.
The Owen Sound North Stars 3, shots on goal in the second period.
So, partner, an 11-3 scoreline here for the Six Nations Chiefs. And, you know, we kind of talked about it a little bit in terms of the Owen Sound North Stars. That defense really held true in that first period. It wasn't really that way in the second.
Well, it was a matter of time. And, of course, we talk a lot about this Six Nations Chiefs offensive depth. We talk about the defensive depth, but the offensive depth is crazy. I think that going into the season, that's what the mentality is. It's let's wait for our moment. Once the moment happens, take advantage of it and don't stop. So once you get that moment, once you get that one goal, and you get another and another and another, it's kind of like the Buffalo Bandits. They just go on this tremendous roll that can't be stopped, and that's what happened in the second period.
Well, as I'm going through this scoreline, my goodness, it's spread out in terms of the offense, but it's not at the same time too. It is the usual suspects getting the job done. Again, Ryan Smith with a hat trick, Cody Jameson getting a couple of goals. You know, it's a little bit everywhere. Josh Byrne contributing with a goal and a handful of helpers. I mean, this is Six Nations Chiefs lacrosse in a nutshell.
It is. And again, it's scoring by committee to some extent. You have your guys that get 2, and in Ryan Smith's case, 3 goals a night. But after that, it's 1 goal, or a guy like Cody Jameson who will get you a couple of goals, and then a handful of assists, which he's had already this evening.
Well, I can tell you that Josh Byrne has 6 helpers here tonight with a goal. That's 7 points. Cody Jameson, 2 goals and 6 assists, 8 points on the evening. You know what? Let's go to questions while I try to do some math.
Absolutely.
Why not?
Love questions.
Know what, partner? I'm going to let you take some of these questions, and I'll chime in while I'm doing the math here.
Well, they're talking about first, it's not even a question. They're just a statement. The chicken wraps are legendary, and of course we're going to talk about the chicken wraps. And we're talking about hunger. First question, I haven't seen Randy Stotts play. He's so much fun to watch distributing the ball. You're right, nursing something right now. Not really sure what, but just resting up his body from the NLL season, and he'll be back in the lineup soon. Let's see here. The Rivermen, the odds-on favorite to win the Prezi? Not really sure, but you know what? The Six Nations Rivermen are looking really good right now.
You and of course, say that again.
With Ontario Series Lacrosse having 2 bids because the Brooklyn Merchants are hosting, odds-on favorite are Brooklyn in Six Nations, and a lot of the guys that you've seen in these lineups will be in that lineup for the Rivermen. We got another question. How long have you guys been covering the Chiefs? Good question. Let's go with you first. You're the junior. You're the junior here, so I'll let you go.
Third season, fourth season. It's been a few.
It's been ever since we had the Rogers deal. You've joined us.
You know what? I believe this is actually my 4th season. I'm not going to lie.
Sweet. Is it really?
Yeah, my first season was the last time the Chiefs did not win the MSL championship.
Okay.
That was the last year of the Peterborough dynasty I was here for.
Yeah, okay. For me, it's been a long time. This is my 10th season with the Chiefs. Different capacities. Obviously, producing, directing, and doing color alongside you this year. Doing color, I also do the social media for the team, all the writing, most of the photos, a lot of the videos. It's nice to actually have some help with Andrew and Lee doing fantastic work as well. The last 2 years, actually, probably the first 2 years that I've had help doing all of that stuff. Usually I'm up in the broadcast booth doing color or calling the game and taking photos and video at the same time. So it's kind of nice to not have to do that because of those two talented guys. But yeah, just a number of roles. I think I was a director at one point or an assistant director helping Dwayne Jacobs out at league meetings for a few years. But yeah, 10th year, Dwayne Jacobs just said, hey, do you want to help us out with some photos and write the odd story? And if you know how to make a website, which I really didn't, which is very apparent by our website, but
Hey, what's the old saying?
Hey.
Fake it till you make it?
hey, it gets the job done. But yeah, that was 10 years ago. We did that. And before that, actually, I was covering the Chiefs for probably 2, 3, 4 years before that with the Brantford Expositors. So I've been around the Chiefs organization for a long time. And after losing the job at the Expositor, that's when Dew asked if I could help out with the team because no one was covering the team anymore. And yeah, just from there. So I've been around 13, 14 years, I guess, in total, but 10 with the team.
Well, it's one of the many different roles that I have. I'll tell you that much. I do enjoy coming here on Tuesday nights.
It's a great hobby. Like it's like a job, but it's a hobby and something I love doing. I'm very passionate about. And it's been like a family. Rye, who leads the way, our owner, he's been amazing. It really is a family. Dew, JT, and Rich. The bus trip, we had a lot of laughs this weekend, and it really is just a big family here.
Someone chiming in from Waterloo, Ontario.
Very nice. We have another question. Do any of the Six Nations goalies have field lacrosse goaltending experience? Yes. Warren Hill. Warren Hill has never played PLL because he's always been playing with the Chiefs, but Warren was a standout with Syracuse University and Onondaga Community College as well. Before that, with the Lasers, he won a national title with the Lasers before moving on as a goaltender with Syracuse University. And of course, with that experience, he's played in a number of world championships for the Haudenosaunee Nationals or the Iroquois Nationals before that. So yes, one of our goaltenders does have international experience and in field and in sixes. So expect at the Olympics, if Warren's still around, expect Warren to be the goaltender for the Haudenosaunee Nationals at the Olympics, which would be really cool to see.
That's really coming quick. That 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
And it was funny. The last as we're going through some of these questions, it was funny during the first sixes event down in the States, and they were getting ready for it. Warren was kind of joking. He hadn't played field in so long. He had the mice ate his chest protector because he hasn't played in so long. But yeah, he is. He's great. Any other questions out here? Do some teams not play on turf? Looked like the games over the weekend, some play on concrete. Great question. Now we're down to 2 teams in MSL with concrete. Let's hope that number gets down. It would be awesome to see Owen Sound get turf and
hey, maybe that's part of the Bayshore renovations.
That'd be
sweet. Put some turf down during the off season.
That'd be sweet.
I know obviously they put the ice down for the wintertime for the Owen Sound attack in the OHL.
Yep.
Trying to work on those end boards too, from what I understand.
Yep. And Brooklyn or Coburn is the only other arena with no turf. I believe Brooklyn has turf. I think they got turf or are getting turf. I'm not really sure. I haven't really seen. If not, that'll be 3 teams because we know Brampton just got their new turf, and it thanks to the New York Riptide with the big New York Riptide logo on there.
Oh, here's one for our friend from our friend Adam Levy. On this day in 2017, the Georgia Swarm won the NLL Champions Cup, beating the Saskatchewan Rush 2-0 in the series, and won the series clinching game 2 15-14 in overtime in Saskatoon. Can you guess who scored that goal?
Lyle?
He assisted on the goal. Miles Thompson scored the goal.
Hey, Adam. Great to hear from you. I miss you, man. Hopefully we'll catch up again. Got to catch up with him during the Man Cup out west 2 years ago. But great guy, phenomenal reporter. Shout out to him. He does some great work in the lacrosse community, and especially with the NLL. Great to hear from him. You know what? Maybe we should have him on the show somehow. Maybe we'll figure it out somehow to zoom him in for a...
Hey. That's a lot of internet, my friend.
Oh, my gosh. Maybe we'll just pre-record, maybe. How's that sound? Maybe we'll work that out. But Columbus, Ohio. We've got Western Massachusetts, Buffalo. Any other questions coming in here?
Last opportunity, folks. We got less than a minute before the period starts.
Favorite players in MSL?
Ooh.
That's a tough one because, you know what, someone asked me when we were in Coburg, a fan, and I was just shooting some video and some photo content. And he was just chatting up, and he goes, "Who's your favorite Chief?" And I was like, I really don't have one. Honestly, like they're all great. They're all great guys.
Boat.
They're all great guys. Just getting to know them, like I said, we had a lot of laughs over the weekend. It was a lot of fun. And I guess that's a secret formula with the Six Nations Chiefs. We talk about it a lot, about having an all-star lineup and whatnot. But to be honest, there's no jerks on this team. You know what I mean? And that's, I think that is the big thing. There's no egos. There's guys that have to play a reduced role, and they're more than happy to do that. You know what I mean? So, you know what? Sorry I know it's a pretty easy answer, an easy out. I really don't have a favorite player. You?
No, I don't. I don't have a favorite individual player, but I do enjoy the way this Chiefs team plays.
Rancher,
to say the very least.
Rancher blue cheese on the wings.
100% ranch.
Seriously?
I am a ranch guy 100%.
On my chicken wrap, I like the blue cheese. Not going to lie.
All right.
You know what, though?
I'm not going to judge you for it. I'm just going to say I'm a ranch guy.
You know what, though? When I'm at home, I go a little different. Sometimes I use Caesar dressing. Not going to lie. Caesar. And you know what I call the wings when I make them at home? Seriously, big hack, life hack. The air fryer is fantastic. You just get those, you just get wings, and you just put them in the air fryer for about a half an hour, and they're like restaurant wings. But you know what? I like to call it Hail Caesar. I'll put a little Frank's Red Hot and a little bit of Caesar dressing, and I call it Hail Caesar. There we go.
All right, back to action here, third period. 9 goals scored in that second period for the Six Nations Chiefs as they have an 11-3 lead going into this final frame. A hat trick for Ryan Smith, a pair of goals for Cody Jamieson, singles for 6 other players on the roster as they try to hold off, and Warren Hill with a kick save.
That's another
on
big
Deercats.
Save. That's another big save from Warren Hill. And again, it's an 11-3 game right now. When it was not 11-3 and it was only a 2-goal or 3-goal lead, Warren had to be really solid.
He really did. Here's Ian McKay. Takes the shot, stopped, not knowing where it was Kidd, and it's picked up by Ryan Smith. Smith with 5 points, 3 goals, 2 helpers. Dane Smith inside trying to find Lyle. Cutting in, shot, and Josh Byrne looking for a low opportunity, but just could not squeeze it through. He's got a goal and 6 helpers here tonight.
He had that bottom corner picked, but just a nice save by Kidd.
Byrne and Cody Jamieson leading the way, along with Ryan Smith.
And again, a big props to our camera guys, Ben and Bruce, doing a great job as always. Thanks very much for joining. Thanks to them for their talents.
Ball's just going to be thrown in on Warren Hill. And it's just going to be brought out here.
Watching from Ponte Verde Beach, Florida.
Okay.
Originally from Banditland. Love it.
Shot stopped.
Did I
It was
pronounce that
Davin
right?
Bomberry.
Did I pronounce that right? Ponte Verde Beach.
That one stopped yet again as that was Larson Sundown cutting in on the nets. Chiefs holding on to possession. Dane Smith down low finds Davin. Ryan Smith cutting in for Sundown, takes the shot, stopped by Kidd.
Sonny just cuts to the net. Yeah, that's what he does best. He just cuts to the net. Just so fast.
That's Jake McNabb, who's got all 3 goals for Owen Sound here tonight. He's got the ball. Looking for 4, takes the shot, stopped by Hill. Left here, Byrne. Looking for more is Byrne. Trying to cut in, trying to find his man, McKay, but McKay was unable to track the ball down.
That would have been pretty, that one. Behind the back pass from Byrne to Mickey.
Wild, looking, shooting, scores! Mitch Wild with a great shot to start the third period.
It's the start that the Owen Sound North Stars needed here. We'll just look at the replay here. And this is just he just ripped this one by Warren.
Just a no-doubter from Wild.
Oh, man, Mitch Wild knows how to shoot the ball.
7th of the season for Mitch. 11-4 is the score. That lead for Six Nations now down to 7.
Owen Sound goal, scored by number 55, Mitch Wild.
And upended there is Tyson Bell.
Lasso. Good sportsmanship on that one. It was a high hit.
So McGrath and Rosen are going to draw the helpers.
You could tell that was unintentional. Went over to Tyson after, and it was like, hey, man, sorry about that.
Good communication. Inside shot, scores. Josh Byrne.
It's just pretty to watch. Let's watch the replay on this. This is just great ball moving. And what a world-class finish by Josh Byrne. Oh, man.
World class. Nothing more you can say about that one to make it 12-4.
Just beautiful ball moving.
Second of the game here tonight for Mr. Byrne. An excellent performance. As that lead is back up to 8. Six Nations with a 4-game winning streak, looking to extend that to 5. Trying it again, shot stopped.
Okay, with a quick stick on that one. Another nice save by Kidd. That's what you have to do when you get a goal scored on you. You have to make that quick reply with a nice save.
Last goal is the Buffalo Bandit connection. Byrne from Dane Smith. Here comes Tyson Bell rushing down the floor. McNabb on defense. Bell with a shot right into the crest. Loose ball. It's going to be Owen Sound ball picking it up. $15 and change on the clock here in the third. There's the shot. Stopped by Hill. Oh my goodness, he's Gumby.
Oh, man.
Keeps that one out on the goal line.
Let's watch the replay on this one. Hopefully we don't miss a goal on this one, but man, what a save on this. Wow. Back to live action here.
Wow, Warren
What a
Hill
save.
is king of the hill yet again. There's the shot. Goes off a body.
Just so athletic.
He realizes that's underneath his right foot and just in perfect possession to keep that one on the line.
That's a high lacrosse IQ. You know what I mean,
And now
Mark?
some pushing and shoving between everybody on the floor.
And this is what you're kind of afraid of, and hopefully it doesn't percolate as we head towards the stretch run of this third period. You don't want the tempers to flare. By all intents and purposes, it's kind of a blowout right now at 12-4. And you want to, it's kind of like the Cobra game where you want to get out of this game safely. You know what I mean? No injuries, no suspensions. And I think the same goes for Owen Sound, trying to grab some momentum as they move forward into their MSL season with this game.
This is the second of 3 meetings between these two teams. They'll meet again in Meaford on Saturday, July 5th.
Yep. Again, that long weekend. Holy moly. You know, I think we go to Brooklyn on the Saturday night of the long weekend.
Yes, you do.
The Road Warriors.
That one's going to go off a body and into the crowd. Yeah, you look at Six Nations and that schedule. They have a week off until this next Tuesday, the 17th, when Coburg comes to town. A couple of nights later, going into Brampton to take on the Excelsiors.
Yep.
And then another Tuesday night game. How about this? June 24th here at the ILA with the Peterborough Lakers in town.
Well, that's going to be a big one. You know, the Chiefs have that one circled.
Loose ball up the floor it goes. Not enough starch to get across the line. And Owen Sound with a shot. That one was taken by McNabb, and Hill with the save.
There was a big celebration in Peterborough at the PMC after that Peterborough Lakers win the second game of the season.
Well, you know that Six Nations wants to silence them, and there's a shot by Ryan Smith. It looked like Kidd got a piece of it. A penalty upcoming here as more pushing and shoving comes in. Lyle Thompson was knocked against the boards, and everybody coming in to take exception. As the temperature starts to rise a bit here.
Well, just like I was saying a couple minutes ago, Mark, you want to get out of this game safely. You know what I mean? The game's well in hand. You want to get out of here safely. You don't want injuries. You don't want suspensions. And I know it's hard to ride that edge of playing aggressively, but that's what the Chiefs have to do right now. They have to ride that line and kind of opt on the side of caution here when it comes to the rough stuff.
Well, after all of that, looks like it's just one man either side.
Well, I'm glad we sparked a good discussion about blue cheese or ranch, because in the chat, it is a very great discussion, that's for sure. Nobody wants the Hail Caesar. You got to try it, man. You got to try it. Even on a chicken wrap, I make a chicken wrap at home, and I'll do the Hail Caesar. A little bit of sriracha sometimes.
Ooh, get a little spicy.
Oh, gosh, I'm a spicy dude. A little sriracha. Not going to lie. My new go-to, though, is that Taco Bell Baja sauce.
All right.
Taco Bell Baja. They've got the Chipotle as well.
So Curtis Hall with a 4-minute penalty. A double minor for checking from behind. And a 2-minute roughing call against Dane Smith. There's the shot, stopped, rebound. It's loose, and Kidd gets possession. Trying to dip in the stick was Cody Jamieson. It does not help. Does not work, rather. And Owen Sound has the ball. Rosa, number 13. This is Buck. Inside, beautiful. Outside. Taken there from Webster, but he missed.
That was a beautiful pass by Tanner Buck behind his back. And Webster just couldn't, almost cashed, but Warren Hill up to the task again.
Larson Sundown with the ball. Again, both teams working with 4 players aside. Inside, Byrne looking for the stick side. Didn't miss by much.
Velocity on that ball.
Lyle Thompson looking for a pass. That ball is going to be put into the corner just as the shot clock expires. And it's going to be Owen Sound ball with 11:41 to go in the third. A little bit more floor space to work with. This is McNabb. Takes a couple of hacks. McNabb in, looking for the 5-hole. And he trips up his man, and Six Nations will just move it up the floor. Just looking to let the cooler heads prevail here in the final 11 minutes or so. McKay to the far side. This is Smith. He of 3 goals. Smith twisting and turning. 7 on the shot clock. Smith looking, shooting, scores. Smith has a 4th to make it 13-4.
That was a nice shot by Smith. Man, is he a goal scorer. Again, nothing fancy. He sees the opening, spins around, and he's looking right at the goaltender kid, looking for that little opening in that right corner. He made absolutely no mistake on that one.
Ian McKay and Brendan Bomberry are going to draw the helpers on McKay's 4th of the night. And again, a league-leading 17th of the season.
You know what, Ned? When Dwayne Jacobs acquired Ryan Smith, I know there was a lot of fanfare with some other trades and signings and whatnot. That is the single biggest acquisition so far this year. Ryan Smith has been phenomenal.
Well, and you think about it, too. That trade, those 2 players that the Chiefs were able to acquire, Dawson Feed and Ryan Smith, coming into tonight, those were the 2 team leaders in points. Feed not playing tonight with 16 points, and Ryan Smith, and more pushing and shoving right against the boards here. And they're going to have to start sending guys off at this point because it's starting to get
percolating.
A little bit testy. And that looks to be Gustafson.
Don't see Sonny.
Sundown is going to get escorted here.
And Sundown having some words for the Owen Sound bench.
So Sonny's going to sit in the box. And you can see the coaching staff for Owen Sound just not happy whatsoever. It's just been that kind of night for the North Stars.
Oh, 100%. I've got a great question for you, Mark.
All right.
How did getting the final game sheet rosters go tonight? The hardest part of the game statistics.
See, I have a system. I don't even use what's online anymore. I'll use it to confirm spellings of names, but now I just get to the penalty box during the final warm-up session, and I'll actually take pictures physically of the laptops that the coaches input to put in. There's still been a bit of trouble with transferring that to what's actually being featured on game sheet. Not too sure when that's going to be cleared up, but got the names, and I just do everything by paper. When in doubt, just do it the old-fashioned way. And then you just go by the stats that we came into the game with.
And honestly, if I was doing broadcasting more, I'd take a page out of your book. You've got like a Bible over there, and then just a giant binder.
Keep this in mind. I have to call games for the Kitchener Panthers and the Guelph Royals of the Intercounty Baseball League. Plus, here, I have 2 binders, one for my summer season and then one for my winter season, because I do have a couple of OHL teams that I have to call games for during the winter time. So I keep 2 binders separately, and I mean, you nailed it, partner. It's basically like my Bible for whichever season I'm in. All my previous game sheets are in there, so I can go back and track what was written down previously. I'm writing a little bit less as time goes along because everything's starting to go into my head.
What's the process on that? Just out of curiosity, because
it changes.
I'm very curious
to be honest.
I've always been just using my tablet and kind of using stuff from my head, but man,
to be honest, first of all, I got to tell you that Larson Sundown has 7 minutes on the clock in penalty time, so 5 and 2, I'm imagining. But again, every great broadcaster is going to tell you that their process might change over time until they really kind of find a true system that works for them, because this evolves over time. There was a time even 10 years ago where some statistics and some websites, for example, might not have what's available now. Some leagues evolve over time as well, where they make things more available to leagues. The OHL is very good at it. They provide me with a binder yay thick of just stats and information that they send to every team in the league. That helps a lot.
So basically, the information for MSL is what you have in the book.
Yes. Everything is up on Game Sheet, and I just go by that. And then obviously cross-reference everything with our friends at the National Lacrosse League and provide a little bit of insight of what these guys do when the MSL is not happening and they're playing in the NLL or the NCAA for some players, or Junior A or Junior B, etc. So Sundown is pretty much done for the night. He got 2, 5, and a 10. And it's going to be a power
as well.
It's going to be a power play at the end of the day. It seems. No, it looks like it's 4 players aside, and it's going to be Owen Sound ball. And it's Cody Jamieson that's sitting in the box. He's serving the 2, and that Undertaker gong rings out here at the ILA.
What was the relief picture that came out to that gong? I saw it on Instagram the other day. It was fantastic. What a great way to come out.
That shot, that one stopped. I don't know, partner. The only thing I remember is anytime I hear that gong, there's goosebumps, there's a chill in the air.
You're a big wrestling
and
fan.
some guy named Mankind is flying off a cell.
You're a big wrestling fan. I love it.
I tend to be.
Nothing wrong with that. Do you still call it?
Not as much anymore, although I had a lot of fun. Last time I called it was a couple of years ago and had a babyface turn in there. There's a shot. That one goes in between the legs of Warren Hill and goes wide of the goal. Yeah, I went from a heel to a babyface, and I think that was about it.
That'd be awesome.
That one goes into the crowd and out of play. Off a deflection.
Heck of a shot.
This is Lyle Thompson, number 4. Has Josh Byrne with him. Byrne with a heck of a night. 2 goals, 6 helpers. Turns around with a shot. It goes off the body and into the screen and out of play, and Six Nations will reset. 9:40 to go here in the third. Lyle Thompson in, trying to find his man. That was Davin Bomberry going down Main Street.
It's a nice attempted feed.
Here's Mitch Wild. He's got a goal here tonight for Owen Sound. Leaves it to the man of a hat trick. That's Jake McNabb for the North Stars. Twisting around, McNabb yet again. Hits it over. Low shot, trying the skipper there was Tanner Buck, but Hill was up to the task. The penalty times continue to wind down. Owen Sound getting ready to go on a power play here. Dane Smith to the near side finds Ian McKay. McKay twisting around, 9 on the shot clock, trying to feed his man down low, and it's Smith yet again, puts the backhand on goal. Kidd with another save. He's given up 13, has Andrew Kidd, but he's come up big when
He's had a good game.
he has been called upon for the most part. But when you're facing this amount of Six Nations offense and just the way they've been able to play here tonight, there's only so much you can do.
Well, they're clicking on all cylinders right now, the Chiefs' offenses.
That one's shot, stopped by Warren Hill.
So is the defense of Warren Hill as well.
Here's Tyson Bell.
That's the transitional play that they're looking for. And they did a lot of that on the weekend. Not a lot tonight. Not sure if that's by design or what.
By the way, if you're wondering where your favorite NLL player is playing this summer, I mean, sure enough, most of these Chiefs, if not all of them, are playing in the NLL during the wintertime. But the NLL website, it's their latest article that is up. It says where your favorite NLL stars are playing box lacrosse this summer. It's got a list.
Who's that by? Who wrote that?
Looks like Rob.
Oh, nice. Nice job, Rob. Anna doing a great job as well.
Separated by individual teams. There's a shot, and that one was stopped by Hill. May have hit the side of the goal.
Sounded like the pipe on that one. Yeah, great writer. Anna hired some great writers. Anna Taylor, another great writer. She's the media person for the Peterborough Lakers.
And side shot, Hill with the save. Tanner Buck recovers. Yeah, the NLL's got some great media folk working around there, whether they're on the microphone like we are or just
might need a job
doing
in the
some
winter.
scribing.
That'd be fun. Could do a number of things. Come on, sign me up.
Hey.
Don't have to be in the broadcast booth.
There's a shot, scores. Upstairs goes Jackson Webster for his first of the game. And bit of bird chirping here.
Oh, man. Jace Martin having a fun time in the DJ booth. And as we look at the replay on that, this is just nice ball movement. That's just a world-class shot itself.
Yeah, but yeah, if you're out there and you're looking to hire in the National Lacrosse League, resume is always being willing to send.
Sign me up.
And I'll use proper English, not being willing to send.
Last four digits. If you have the winning ticket number, please report to the main
Hopefully we'll be done by the end of September. That would be great.
Well, if you recall, it was the week after Labor Day that the Man Cup was ongoing.
Yep. And again, it's going to be out west this year.
Yeah, last year we had a great time. Speaking of NLL standout broadcaster, Pat Gregoire, helping us out during the Man Cup last year.
Awesome.
We had a great time with Pat.
Always happy to step aside to let Pat do his thing with you. It was great. It was great having the two of you. I think I did a little sideline. First time I ever did a sideline report.
Hey, it's all about versatility, right?
Oh, man.
Here's Dane Smith trying to find Lyle. Lyle trying to knock that one back over, but Owen Sound will get the ball. I mean, I started as a sideliner, and slowly you move your way up to doing color commentary, play-by-play, and that's where you get your reps. You slowly move your way up, and then by the time you get to where you want to be, you can do it all.
Crickets on the PA is epic. From Josh Gilmore. So true.
McKay 1-on-2, 5 on the shot clock. McKay, backhand shot right in on goal, stopped by Kidd.
Nice save by Kidd.
Well, again, the Six Nations Chiefs will be off for a week as they will host the Cobourg Kodiaks next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, right here at the ILA. You can catch all the action same time, same channel. Shot stopped by Hill, held on to.
Anna's tuning in. She said thanks for the shout out. Hopefully we'll see you when the Lakers and Chiefs meet. Be nice having a chat with you.
Owen Sound North Stars will be in action coming up on Saturday the 14th. They will host Brooklyn. There's a shot and another goal. And yet again, Ryan Smith.
He's a machine.
Putting it on.
Goal-scoring machine.
I think he wants the sock trick.
The sock trick. Is that what it is? Man. even fool the camera guys on that one.
So Ryan Smith with 5 on the night makes it 14-5. Dane Smith was in on the play there too. I believe he's going to draw a helper. That'll be his 3rd helper of the night.
Six Nations 14th goal, a shorthanded tally, his 5th of the game.
5th of the game for Ryan Smith.
Ryan Smith.
Dude's a goal scoring machine.
Assist number 22, Josh Byrne, and number 92, Dane Smith.
So Dane Smith and Byrne get the helpers.
Shorthanded goal, 15-29.
And the shot clock's going to expire. Just under 4 minutes to go here in this 3rd period. The lead is up to 9 here for the Six Nations Chiefs.
It's a great way to finish a very grueling 3 games in 4 days for the Chiefs.
That one's going to go out of play. And again, you go to the score line here tonight. Dane Smith with 4 points on the evening. 9 points now for Josh Byrne as he leads the way.
Got some Rochester Nighthawks fans. Can't wait to watch Ryan Smith back on the Nighthawks next season.
Guy's a superstar, to say the very least. Inside shot stopped.
Just such an unassuming group of guys, too. Funny story about our road trip in Collingwood. There was a minor lacrosse tournament going on in Owen Sound, so there was a team or two in the hotel. And it was kind of funny because I don't know if the parents and the kids realized who the guys were that were actually eating breakfast in the lobby area. You know what I mean? And it's funny because some pretty household names were eating breakfast there and pretty obvious who they were. I don't know. But a couple of older kids realized who it was, and it was nice. There was some great interactions. But, the parents had no idea who these guys were, and I think they saw the bus, finally. And then finally the coach, I think it was the Sarnia Pacers, I'm not sure what age group it was, but the coach came over and started talking to us and the coaches and asking about the live stream. And so shout out to him as well. Hope you're watching. But, it was funny. Just these guys are world superstars and can go into a hotel during a lacrosse tournament, and the kids had no idea who was in the hotel.
Well, these guys, like you said, household names in the lacrosse world. But just very humble, and like you said, just all great guys.
Yeah.
1 through 18 and beyond on this Chiefs roster in general. So we are under 90 seconds to go in this 3rd period. 14-5 is the score. Six Nations will increase that winning streak to 5 games. In shot stopped. The whistle's going to go, and
Andrew Kidd is the goaltender for the Owen Sound North Stars. Will with the question. With MJ. And answered by Will. Thanks for beating me to the punch. He's busy switching over the cameras.
so there's going to be a penalty shot coming here for Owen Sound.
Something we don't see often.
It's going to be Josh Rosa taking it. And it all comes from that play that was just in that crease area there. So here we go. With 1:04 remaining. Rosa in. Shot. Stopped by Hill. One-on-one, King of the Hill comes up big.
Man, is he good. Warren, just so much patience. A little replay on that. And just, Warren shows so much patience. And I think I know he reacts to a lot of things, but man, they just waited and waited and waited.
So 1:04 to go. As we talked about before, Six Nations off for a week. The Owen Sound North Stars will host Brooklyn on Saturday in Meaford.
That's an old barn, let me tell you.
The St. Vincent Community Center.
Oh my goodness gracious, it was awesome.
Inside, another save by Hill.
It was an old barn. They had the pickleball markings out on there.
You a pickleball guy?
You know what? Now that the hips are repaired, I kind of, well, the one hip's repaired now. This is week 6 after the full replacement. So I'm I kind of joked when, before surgery, I was like, you know what? I got to find a new activity since I really can't play goal in hockey anymore. So I kind of joked, maybe might be a pickleballer.
Hey, why not? Pickleball is a great game. Tennis, ping pong.
I love badminton.
The agility.
I love badminton and volleyball, so it'd be pretty fun. I got to find a partner. I know Dew was talking about playing pickleball, and I was like, hey, when I get the surgery done, let's be partners.
Well, final score here tonight, 14-5. The Six Nations Chiefs will win it over the Owen Sound North Stars. Fifth straight game. Actually, when you go down the ledger, the Six Nations Chiefs have not given up double figures all season long, and it continues here tonight as yet again they put on a dominant performance, including, count them up, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 goals in the second period alone. Cody Jamieson, Josh Byrne, and Ryan Smith, the stars for me on offense for the Six Nations Chiefs.
Well, and Cody Jamieson just playing the role of distributor. You know, he scores 2 early goals and then all of a sudden assist. Same with Dane Smith, Josh Byrne. You know what I mean? The list goes on. And the unselfishness, I think that's also a recurring theme with this team. Very unselfish with the ball, and man, giving it to the guy with the hot hand the last couple nights. Well, it's been Ryan Smith all season. So give him the ball. You know what I mean? Let's ride it. But defensively, I think it was the big story. You know, and like you said, they haven't given up double digits all season long. And this is a team that is just so tough defensively. And they're made for the playoffs, but they really are ramping themselves up defensively right now.
Well, they are the defending Mann Cup champions, 2-time Mann Cup champions for a reason, and they continue to just roll here in Major Series Lacrosse, improving their record to 6-1 on this young regular season. As mentioned, Ryan Smith, a goal away from a sock trick, 5 goals, 2 helpers, 7 points for number 17. But it is Josh Byrne leading the way with 2 goals and 7 helpers, 9 points on the ledger for number 22, Cody Jamieson, 2 goals, 6 assists, and Dane Smith, a goal and 3 helpers on the Knights. For the Owen Sound North Stars, quick shout out to number 3, Jake McNabb with the hat trick. But then you look in net to Andrew Kidd, made a couple of key saves. Warren Hill coming up huge, yet game in and game out. And he does it here yet again on the floor of the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena. Once again, the final score here from the ILA. It is the Six Nations 14, the Owen Sound North Stars 5. For Darryl, I'm Mark saying so long from the ILA. We will be back here, same time, same channel next week when the Coburg Kodiaks come to town. We'll see you next time, folks.
Have a good night.